of course, now while they're spending all these resources to police apparent drug abusers and drunk people, the borders themselves are wide open. The floodgates have opened. They're being overrun. Now, we received a letter from a Border Patrol agent who said that due to this flood of children across the borders, agents are too overwhelmed to stop the criminals that are crossing the border. The agent claims that as a Border Patrol agent, I can tell you as an eyewitness that we are currently losing more than we are catching. The ones we are losing are convicted felons, aliens from special interest countries, and other high-risk individuals. Now, furthermore, the agent says that under the direction of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, immigrants are being rounded up and released in largely Hispanic-populated South Texas towns, such as Brownsville and McAllen. And he says because fewer people will notice or care. And he says that this has been going on for months before stories broke out a couple of weeks ago. So, perhaps that's why we're seeing all of this evidence of drug cartels being in Texas, where they had mannequins hanging from billboards as a warning to either accept a bribe from the drug cartels or accept a bullet. So that's, just evidence that this is happening. We are seeing more violence heading to our streets. President Obama has just opened up a third military base to deal with the flood of illegal child immigrants and family units. Senior administration officials who asked not to be identified told reporters that an Army base at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, will initially hold 600 unaccompanied minors and eventually up to 1,200. Now, Reuters previously reported that the administration was seeking about $2 billion for the Department of Health and Human Services to handle this influx. And this is, of course, more than double the $868 million that has been appropriated for this year. So they're wanting more than $1 billion more for fiscal year 2015. Now, 1 week ago, the White House Director of Domestic Policy attributed the rapid run-up in illegal immigration by unaccompanied minors to growing violence in their countries, which is, of course, understandable, and that is why my heart, and I'm sure a lot of your hearts, go out to these children, go out to these families, because they are trying to escape a very corrupt and violent country and, seeking a better, safer life for their families and their children here in America. But what about all of these criminals that are also crossing the border? Or 36,000 of them were released back into the country, by the Department of Justice last year alone. So what about the gang-related violence that is headed to our streets here in America? According to the FBI, there are now approximately 1.4 million gang members living in our cities, and a substantial percentage of them are illegal immigrants. It's also been estimated that illegal immigrants now make up approximately 30% of the total prison population. And according to the Justice Department's National Drug Intelligence Center, Mexican drug cartels were actively operating in just 50 different U.S. cities in 2006, but that number had skyrocketed to nearly 1,300 by 2010. So, of course, that was 4 years ago. I'm sure it's even more now. And of course, in addition to all this increasing crime here in America, the cost to the taxpayer is going to be incalculable. But what did the White House think was going to happen when they're pushing so hard for amnesty and basically telling everyone, come on in and we'll take care of you? What did they think was going to happen? It's going to create a spike in illegal immigration. And we've been warning about this for years. So now while people are, politically observing, saying, is amnesty going to pass through Congress or not, Obama has already done de facto amnesty. Word has spread throughout, Mexico, Central, South America. That's why the borders are now being overrun. So what does this de facto amnesty look like? Well, we've got sanctuary cities. There is a federal government website that's set up that tells immigrants how to sign up for welfare, and it promises them that their immigration status will not be checked when they want to go get food stamps. But listen to what Central Americans, people who are flooding the borders illegally, listen to what they're saying. Central Americans say that news reports in their countries are encouraging them to make the journey north to the United States. A mother and child told Channel 5 News that the message being disseminated in their country is, go to America with your child. You won't be turned away. Now, this is, of course, in addition to the controversial Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program that started in 2012. This allowed many illegal immigrants who came to the U.S. as minors to escape deportation for 2 years. The White House just gave them another 2-year window last week. Now, of course, they're reporting that this has caused a 12-fold spike in illegal immigrant minors coming across the country. So forget about the fact that there's a lack of jobs. Forget about the fact that there are 57,000 veterans who are waiting for their first visit with a VA hospital. Forget about the fact that Veterans Affairs is in shambles. Forget about the fact that there are record numbers of American families now on food stamps and welfare. No, we don't need to take care of that. We'll just go ahead and spend our taxpayer dollars, $2 billion next year, to take care of illegal immigrants. And, you know, we've heard what a bureaucratic nightmare it is for legal immigration. So now they're just creating this backdoor, telling everyone to just come in illegally. It's a lot easier, and we'll just grant you amnesty. And basically, the question is, what is this for? Is it to turn America into an actual war zone so that we can justify the need for the militarization of the police? Is it to invite people in who will vote to take away the guns and who will vote for bigger government to take care of them? It's quite obvious what is happening here.